What is going on, everybody? It is Giant Snake here, back with another video, and today we're going to get down to our second part of the North section of our NFL previews. But before we begin, make sure you like the vid, sub to the channel, check out the other videos. I completed the AFC East, NFC East, and AFC North, and now we are moving on to the NFC North. Yeah, so there's the NFC North. Should be pretty exciting. So here we go. So here's the NFC North. The NFC North, we got to start with the champions, right? Green Bay. Come on. So Green Bay has done not too much this offseason. I'll get into more what they've done, but let's talk about what they did last year. Aaron Rodgers, after, not a very Aaron Rodgers we're used to year in, 2019. Well, 2020 was Rodgers' year, let's say. He won an MVP. He absolutely dominated his division. Brought its team all the way to the championship game again. But unfortunately, in very Packer fashion, they lost the championship game. And they gotta get over that hump, and they gotta get in there. But the Packers are they're a good team. They got there for a reason, and in this video, I'm going to show you why they should get back there again. I think without a doubt they should definitely be getting back there. So here we go. Let's get into it. So first off, we're going to talk about what they did in the offseason, and then we'll get into their schedule. So here is Preston Smith. I show up Preston Smith because he took a contract restructuring, which is really helpful for the Packers, and it helped them make some offseason moves I'll get to. Really, Preston Smith hasn't been that great of a player for them, if I'm going to be completely honest. Like, he's been good, don't get me wrong, but they're paying him a lot of money, and he's not that much of an impact maker. So, realistically, this was like, you take a pay cut or you're gone. And, he wants to be there. He took a pay cut, and, so he's going to stay. Next is Robert Tonyan. They tendered Robert Tonyan. He was a restricted free agent. He had a great year last year. He kind of came out of nowhere, and, of course, Evan Ingram got that Pro Bowl nod over him, but he deserved it way more than Evan Ingram did. Yes, that's Giants boy telling you that, okay? Everybody knows. Robert Tonyan had, I think, 10 touchdowns last year with around the same amount of yards as Ingram. So Tonyan definitely was he was kind of a breakout star on offense for the Packers. Outside of Devontae Adams, their receiving core isn't too flashy. I mean, Lazard seems like he's going to be a pretty good player if he could stay healthy. And I think the Packers have a lot of weapons on offense, and Tonyan was a nice change of pace from their usual just throw to the receivers, and him and Mercedes Lewis were kind of a good duo at tight end. We'll get into Mercedes Lewis in a second. They re-signed cornerback Kevin King. I know what you're gonna say. Oh, Kevin King, he's terrible. He got burnt by Scotty Miller. Listen. Kevin King was bad in that playoff game, don't get me wrong, but he's still a serviceable NFL corner. He was a former first-round pick. If anybody's going to, help him get better, it's Jair Alexander. That kid is unbelievable. But, he did show promise in the past, and I would assume that he's not just going to fall out into the, I assume he's not just going to phase away and just not be what he's supposed to be. He may not be as good of a corner as you wanted, but he's still a former first round pick, and he could be good. He could be a good player. What they need from him is solid, because across from him they got an elite cornerback in Jair. To Mercedes Lewis. Mercedes Lewis re-signed with the team. The longtime veteran. If you're not familiar, he played with Jacksonville for a while, and then he's had some good years with the Packers here. He's kind of brought some leadership to that offense along with Aaron Rodgers. Very solid, plays every game, sure hands, good blocker. Mercedes Lewis is a good ball player. He's just a good ball player. Aaron Jones is probably the biggest thing they did. They re-signed Aaron Jones. A lot of people thought they weren't going to re-sign Aaron Jones, and this was going to be a Jamal Williams and Corey Dillon offense. Unfortunately for Jamal Williams, it's not, and Jamal Williams has been released, and he has walked, and he is not going to be a Packer anymore. Aaron Jones got paid. Aaron Jones has had a stellar last 2 years, and he got paid. He got his bag, he got his money, and congratulations to him. I think the Packers this is my one beef with the Packers this offseason. I felt they didn't need to do this. I think Corey Dillon is actually a really talented running back behind. They drafted in the second round last year. He didn't play much. But, I think Corey Dillon and Jamal Williams would have been a fine duo. But you're having Corey Dillon and Aaron Jones. And honestly, if this goes as I expect, they're kind of going to regret this contract because I think Corey Dillon is going to kind of show out. Guy's built like a truck. He is built like a Mack truck. He will run anybody over. So, right now this looks good. May not look good in the future, but Aaron Jones is a very good running back. He's a good running back. Top 10 running back in the league, maybe top 12. Yeah, definitely. So let's get to the schedule. We're going to talk about the schedule, what's going to happen, who they're going to beat, who they're going to lose to. Let's get into it. So I have them sweeping Chicago because Chicago's bad. Do you really need more of an explanation? Chicago is a bad team. I mean, Andy Dalton is QB1. We'll get into that in their video. I got a lot to say about them. I have another win against the Lions. The Lions are bad. They salary dumped. They took a salary dump as a quarterback, which is never a good thing. Maybe Dan Campbell can get this thing turned around. I don't think they're ready yet. This is the Packers we're talking about. This Packers team has done a really, really good job the last 2 years. They've won, I believe, 26 games in the last 2 years or 25 games in the last 2 years. It's a lot of games. I don't think they're going to win that. Lambeau's a tough place to play, even for the Vikings. Vikings do usually win one per year, but you'll see what my prediction is when I go to them away. The Vikings, they didn't really do much to excite me this offseason. Kind of more the same. Justin Jefferson is turning out to be a star, but he can't just do it himself. Kirk Cousins has to play at that elite level, and he never has. I have them beating the Browns. I said this back in my Browns video. This is a game that I definitely could see the Browns taking if it's late in December, in Green Bay, or it's in Green Bay, though, so that's kind of why the Packers win this game. I have them losing to the Rams. I think Aaron Rodgers' old friend Matthew Stafford is going to come back, and he's going to come back to Lambeau, and he's going to take one. The Rams should be a very good team, and if they're not a very good team, then something crazy happened, right? Because they already had a good offense and a great defense. And the good offense was with Jared Goff not playing well. And I think that this could be a spot where the Packers do lose a game at home, which they don't usually do. I have them losing to the Steelers. Steelers can't beat the Packers, really, I don't think. Check back my Steelers video. Not a big fan of what the Steelers did this offseason, so, this shouldn't be too surprising if you've been keeping up with my team previews. I have them beating Seattle. Yeah, the Packers kind of do things well that Seattle doesn't. They protect the edges pretty well, the Packers, with Bakhtiari. He's gonna come back healthy, anchor the left side. And, the Packers have a good line. I know they just lost their center. I know they lost Corey Linsley. However, they still have Elton Jenkins, David Bakhtiari. They have some solid offensive players. They released Rick Wagner. He was not playing well. So we're going to see what they do on that right side. But the Seahawks do not rush the edges very well. They just signed Aldon Smith as I'm making this video. But I could see the Packers having a lot of success. Protecting Aaron Rodgers when they play Seattle. Seattle's corners are also not very good. They just lost their best corner, Shaquille Griffin, and Dunbar's gone too. So I'm not sure what they're going to do with the corner position. Outside of Bobby Wagner, they really aren't too stout on defense. Up front, Jamal Adams in the secondary, and he's great, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I'm not too sure about that. I have them beating Washington as well. Washington is gonna have a tough time with the Packers. I think they can rush the edge. They definitely can, and it'll be a great matchup. But I think the important thing to remember here is the veteran quarterback and the quarterback leadership. As much as you'd like to think Fitzpatrick's going to be good, we don't know. We don't know. And most of the time, when Fitzpatrick is good, it comes with a lot of bad. He kind of flip-flops back and forth. So you need to be aware of that. That's why I'm picking the Packers to win this game. Next one, Bears not going to win. The Bears are not going to beat the Packers. Neither are the Lions this year. And actually, neither are the Vikings. I have the Packers going 6-0 in the division, which might be a little bit of a hot take. Maybe the Vikings are the only team I could see taking a game here. It's just sometimes, if they get Dalvin Cook going, it's very hard to stop the Vikings. However, the Vikings just shown an ineptitude of being able to run the ball on a consistent basis. So, yeah, that's my prediction for the division. I have them losing to the Cardinals. The NFC West got very, very good, and I don't think they're going to beat the Cardinals. Cardinals are a tough team. If Seattle didn't have their number, I would have the Cardinals winning this division over the Rams. But the Rams, but Seattle has their number, and I think it's going to cost them a division game or two. We'll get there when we get there. I have them losing to Baltimore. I think Lamar Jackson and company, when they bring them into New Era Field, they bring them into the bank. I just, what I mean? I don't think that the Ravens will be able to, or I don't think the Packers are going to be able to stop Lamar Jackson and company. I don't think so. Because, Lamar, when they get rolling, they get rolling. And if they can draft a receiver, figure out their wide receiver position this year, it would be absolutely huge for them. But I don't have the Ravens losing this game. I have the Packers losing this game. Lamar Jackson and company might be too much to handle, especially if they're at the bank. And I have a win against Bengals. I don't expect Joe Burrow and company to be ready to take down a team like the Packers yet. I have them beating the Saints as well. Saints quarterback situation needs to get figured out. That's why the Saints are such a hard team to predict, and I'm going to do kind of the South last. The West is going to be next because I don't know what to expect from the Saints. So, yeah, we'll get to there when we get there. I win against San Francisco, so I have them going 2-2 against the West. San Fran, I'm not sure what they're doing with their quarterbacks yet. It'll really depend because if they have Fields playing and they draft Fields and they're rolling late in the year, I could see them winning this game. I don't know if Jimmy G is going to win them this game. And then their last game, the 17th game, is against Kansas City, and it's in Kansas City, so that's a loss. So that's the Packer prediction. I got them going a crisp 13-4. I think 13-4 is a very fair number. And, the Packers, they should be right in the thick of it again. They should be trying to win the division. They should be, up there with the rest of the best teams in the NFC. They may get the 1 seed. They may be fighting with the Rams for the 1 seed. That game might really matter at the end of the year. But that's it. That's the Packers. That's their prediction. 13-4. Potentially, 12-5. Potentially 14-3, They're a very good team. I expect them to be good again. There's no way Rodgers downgrades from last year enough to, because I don't think he's going to win 2 MVPs in a row. However, I don't think he's going to downgrade enough for us to be like, wow, the Packers aren't great. No, they basically brought back the same team. That was their goal. They accomplished their goal. They need a linebacker in this draft. I really think they need somebody who could stop the run. Believe it or not, since Blake Martinez left, and a lot of Packers fans are happy Martinez left, and Martinez played really well in New York, and the Packers couldn't stop the run. So, yeah, you saw that in the playoffs. I think, they're going to need a run stopper. Maybe they grab one of these linebackers. If they were higher in the draft, Micah Parsons would have been great for them, but they're not. So we'll see what the Packers do. I could see them going corner. I could see them going linebacker. I could see them going right tackle. There's a lot for the Packers to do in this draft to make them even better than they already are. They have a great secondary outside of Kevin King, who I said he's just solid. He's not good. He's not great. He's not bad. He's solid. All right. Outside Kevin King, they do have Jair. They do have Darnell Savage. They have a lot of places to go. They have a lot, of expectations on them this season. So, yeah, that is my Packers video. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like the vids, sub to the channel, check out the other vids. Thank you guys, and have a good one.